People often forget that councils themselves have to apply for planning permission. So we've already heard about the example from Bristol, which I'm going to mention again later. But they had to apply to their own, planning sections to get planning permission. So that's worth remembering as well. But also, planning is a great tool for local authorities and a great power, and it can help encourage the rollout of renewables, like the Merton Rule, for instance. Sort of mainstreaming how renewables can be incorporated into planning and actually showing that local government doesn't need to wait for central government to give them the go-ahead. They can take the lead themselves and be innovative, and that's what we're really looking for, I think, in these new times. I just wanted to mention the importance of the national grid, because that also needs to be improved to provide more renewable energy. Already some councils have been told that they can't increase renewables because the grid isn't able to cope with it. We've been talking to Northumberland, and they've been told that the electricity grid is unable to cope, so they can't have any more renewables. But this is an area where, not everyone benefits from being on the national grid. So really, these are the people that need this decentralized local energy the most. And it's incredibly important for these people. So I think we really need to look at how we can roll out renewables to these areas which need it the most. And maybe get investment into the national grid in those areas where I know, the costs may stack up because they have less density of people. But really important that they will benefit the most. We've already heard about Bristol. They're our sort of favourite case study on this at the moment. But they've been investing in renewables for quite a while. So they've already had significant investment in biomass boilers. There's been quite a long lead-in time for them in terms of getting these large wind turbines on board. And again, they did have to have planning permission. But in this sort of new age of localism, if you like, they're quite keen to share their information. And they've said to me, if other councils want to see what we've done, want to know what we've gone through, they're really happy to share that. And I suppose that's the beauty of working in the public sector as opposed to the private sector, is that we are willing to share that information and roll out good practice and hopefully get some momentum behind these sorts of projects. I just wanted to give you a brief update on our organisation. You may have heard people talking about the local government group, which is sort of new terminology. The local government group is essentially a slight bringing together of several organisations. So the local government group is the new umbrella term for the local government association, where I work. Local government improvement and development, which used to be IDA, used to be the Improvement and Development Agency. So they've had a rebranding and are now called Local Government Improvement and Development. LACORS, which is our regulatory services arm, are now called Local Government Regulation. And also local partnerships, if any of you have worked with them, our sort of slight consultancy arm. So all of these organisations have now been rebranded under this sort of purple, very LGA style. So the LGA managed to keep its brand. So we've all been rebranded, and now we're called the local government group. So if you see that information, you'll know who we are. But we often get calls from councils, obviously asking for support, what's going on renewables, and local government improvement and development are generating a new tool for you called Compare Renewables. And the aim of this tool is to help councils and community groups decide which renewables are right for their area. So it's a sort of first exposure. So you get to see, should I be looking at solar? Should I be looking at wind? What are my first steps before you then maybe want to invest in some business plans? And local partnerships are also helping councils by setting up national procurement contracts to bring down the cost of renewables for councils looking to install them. And we also hope that through our offer on climate change, the sort of political level, that we can help councils further in sort of enabling you to help roll out renewables. So thank you very much for listening. Again, if you have any questions, do let me know, and I will be able to feed back to Councillor Porter if there are any more political questions that you'd like to ask. But this is our website, and we have the executive summary of the local government offer on the website. and you can also request a copy of the full offer, which is 100 pages and a bit of a marathon document. But we're quite happy to send that out to you. So thank you very much.